what's up people? So it's been a while. I have been playing D4 I think with some of the members from Discord as well, and just want to share my thoughts. Right, here are the 5 most annoying thing I I really hate about the game at this current state right now. Okay, so just let's just get into it. Number one, right, is the the layout of the town. Okay, so every layout of the town is different, right? My question is, why does all of the necessities like your stash, your blacksmith, your armor vendor, like occultist, all this, why does it have to be so far away from like each other? Okay, so this is just one town. Okay, some of them like are so goddamn far. Okay, let me just go to another town. Okay, and give you another example. I remember there was one, right, like the gambling vendor. It is like so goddamn far away. Where is it? Yes, this is the one. Look, like I think this is okay because like the stash is nearby. Other than the occultist is like just the other side, and the blacksmith and the rest is here. And holy crap, this purveyor of curiosities is just at the other end or corner of the town. It's so freaking annoying, right? And then we have this town right here, like here over here is, I don't know how to pronounce, Gikul. Okay, this is also very separated from the others, if I remember correctly. Okay, if I remember correctly, yeah, like look, the gambling vendor is like the other end of the map. The occultist is so far away, and like the blacksmith is on the bottom right, and the stash is okay in the center. Right, but just why do you need to put them so far apart? It's not even efficient, and it's very annoying that I have to keep walking so far from one vendor to another just to sell my items, just to put my stuff in the stash. And yeah, it just takes too much time. It's really not efficient at all. That's like my number one thing that I hate the most in this game. Okay, and here is my second most annoyed thing in a game. Okay, which is basically your end game contents, and that is the nightmare dungeons. Alright, like yes, nightmare dungeons is a thing kind of like mandatory for you to do at the end game because you need to level up your glyphs and so on and so forth, right? So all of these nightmare dungeons, here's the thing: when we activate the nightmare dungeons, the dungeons still corresponds with whichever or wherever they are on the global map, right? Like right here all the way. So why is it that now that we have completed the game, when I activate a nightmare, let's say this ancient lemon, right, I still have to walk all the way to that particular dungeon to do and complete the dungeon. So the problem with this is there is so much traveling time, especially those dungeons that are like they're like in the middle of nowhere, like some desert. I can't remember. I remember I did one of them that was like in the middle of nowhere, and I had to travel so long just to reach there and just to do one dungeon. Okay, and because of this, right, there is so much time taken. There again, this is the second most annoying part, and I feel it's very not efficient. Like the dungeons have nearly almost the same EXP as a normal dungeon run, just that they are more challenging and more difficult. So the only rewarding part is probably the glyphs leveling up, right? And this is something that I really don't like. Why can't they just make it like I think if I remember correctly, Diablo Immortal is the same also, like where you go, that there's one part of the town, right, where you can just click and go into the dungeon instead of traveling to there and taking up so much time. Like, why can't we have just one NPC or one portal in each and every town that can bring us to that specific dungeon, or do the dungeon from the NPC itself? Like, instead of traveling like 10,000 miles to to the nightmare dungeon. And you gotta remember, right, this is just one of the dungeon. We have so many different random dungeons, right? They are like all over the place. Does that mean, and I mean, like, how do I put it this way? We have to accumulate like the dungeons to make it more efficient ourselves. All right, we don't want to do one dungeon from, like, let's say in the northeast side, and then we have another dungeon in like the southwest side. That's like another end of the map, and we have to travel again, go back to town, vendor our stuff, and walk one whole big round into the new dungeon. So I don't know. I mean, I wish in future they probably have some big updates where we can have a vendor or NPC in town that actually gives us this accessibility to go into the nightmare dungeons without traveling, because it is such a waste of time to travel so far. Okay, and like I say, not to mention that if we want to do multiple dungeons, we have to travel multiple towns, multiple cities, and walk or run to there. Okay, not efficient at all. Alright, and the third most annoying thing, okay, is the stash. Like, hello, you gave us 10 characters that we can create, but we only have 4 types of stash. So, first of all, it doesn't make sense that they are only giving us 4 types of stash when there are 4 types of stash when there are like so many different kind of items that we can get, that we can build different builds, and not to mention that we have all of these nightmare sigils that we have to keep also. Okay, and also not to mention we have all the aspects that we also need to keep. So it's like the space is so limited in the stash that I don't even feel I can make like a third or fourth character. Okay, it is very highly unlikely impossible. Like this, look at this tab. Okay, this tab here is all the aspects that he's either very high roll, or there are like probably in future that I want builds that I want to play just for sorcerer. Okay, just for sorcerer. It's already taking up like more than half of the entire stash tab. Okay, this is one problem. If let's say I want to play another class, maybe Rook or Necromancer, where am I gonna keep all the stuff? Where am I gonna keep all the stuff? I have one stash for my Nightmare Sigils, one stash for my aspect, and okay, probably just one free up one space, and this is like my spare items. And look, I don't even pick up all of these flawless jewels anymore because it's taking so much space. Okay, I don't even understand like why this doesn't have a separate tag on its own. Like it can be put under etc others, or I don't know, gems. Maybe have a gem tab in our inventory. Okay, like, this is just an example. And let's say if I want to create a new character, I can't be doing like a high tier nightmare sigils, right? Which means I need to keep the low tier sigils as well. And hello, where do I find all of this space? Where do I find all this space? Like, the elixirs are good. Okay, there are like specific ones that are really very good, but just storage space is a super big problem in this game. Like, it doesn't make sense that I should only be limited to one character. Like it doesn't serve any good purpose for players that want to explore more stuff, that want to venture more stuff, and play around with things or different builds. Like, let's say my sorcerer wants to, now I'm playing Ice Shard, right? Maybe in future I want to go back to my Arclash. Maybe in future I want to play some Blizzard or Fireball build with all the fanciful uniques and stuff. How am I going to do that? How am I going to do that with all the items? Right, I have to keep a bunch of items to test and work things out. If I don't, I will never be able to understand whether the build works or not. And that's a problem because I don't have enough stash space, I do not have enough storage space, and this limits the amount of capability I can explore on one character. Okay, this is really very annoying. Alright, and here is the fourth most annoying part for me, which is basically your horse mount. Okay, like the horse mount is great. Okay, it helps you travel faster across, so on and so forth. But guys, come on, man, this thing moves like a freaking truck or a lorry. It's so hard to maneuver the horse. Okay, like look. Okay, so when I'm going to move in front and then I want to turn 180 degrees back. Okay, look, it just slows and turns. It's so hard to move, and I don't know what is with this horse. Is like whenever I try to do a turn, right? Okay, let's say I want to turn here, and I hit a small little like this corner step or whatever, or even sometimes, right, there's like one pebble on the road, and then okay, maybe something like this but more towards the edge. Yeah, it just hits a pebble and then the whole movement just stops. Okay, and it is very very annoying, especially when you need to travel from one place to another in long distance. Okay, so let's just say I'm in this town. Okay, I want to travel, let's just find a place. Okay, I'm going to travel to here, Conclave. Okay, let's just go. Alright, there's 3 charges, so I can press my spacebar to go. Okay, there should be 1 or 2 areas where I need to. Okay, it looks like very straight road. It's a bit hard to show you guys. I think I should find another place. I just find another place. Maybe here. Okay, this is a good spot to show you guys. Right, the horse really moves like a freaking truck. It is so hard to maneuver, and I really hope that they can fix this. Like, I wouldn't say fix it, but make it easier to maneuver. Okay, so here is okay, here's not a really good spot, man. Okay, let me just go out one round. Okay, let me just go out one round. Okay, so I need to go one round over here. Okay, hit stuff. You see, at those corners, right? It is very hard to maneuver them. Okay, let me go down. Yeah, it is so hard to balance the turnings of the mount. Like, you gotta turn one round. Okay, and then you probably reach here, and then now I'm gonna turn again. Look, at those edges or those corners, right? The horse just slows down, and it kind of like remove the tempo of the movement speed of the horse, and this thing, right? This thing can. I don't even think it should actually be happening. Like, when you lose the tempo of the horse, right, your movement speed falls for the mount, and not only that, you kind of like lose 1 charges in which your horse can sprint. Right? Okay, let me just go to this corner and turn right here. See those small corners? When I want to turn, it makes it so hard, and if you're not sprinting, right, look, there is so many. Oh my god, can I go over? Nope. When there is those monsters, right? When there's those, when there are like monsters that is blocking your way, you have to sprint to go past them. If you do not sprint, you'll basically just knock onto them and yeah, stop. Let me just show you. I'm gonna knock into one of these trees. And look, I can't even go past them. But if I sprint, I can go past them. Okay, I don't even know why is this so, but I feel, right, when you're on a mount, you technically should be, like, the monsters should not be aggressive to you. Okay, it's not like they cannot hit you, but they probably can hit you if some passerbys are like hitting or killing the monsters, but they should not be aggressive to you. I think this is gonna make like the traveling around the map better. And not to mention, right, if I'm on the horse, I take too much damage, the horse actually like collapse, and I need to wait for a freaking 25 seconds. That is very long. Okay, that is really very long. So yep, another thing that I really hate. Okay, and this is the last thing, and the fifth and the last thing that I really hate about that really annoys me as of now is the slots that you can get on your character. Like, look man, when you have those gems, right, you pick them up and you put them in your inventory, right? So okay, I don't have a gem now. I'm gonna fetch one from my stash. But every dungeon runs or everywhere you go, they're like just full of this gem, right? And how do I put it? In future, there should be like a better version of this. Like for now, there is the royal gems, right? But in future, there will be more of this even better gems. So we kind of like have to keep them, okay? But here's the thing. Why is our stash like so limited? Don't you find it annoying that we have to upkeep our goal, right? So how do we do this? We have to constantly sell all the rare equipments, right? Most of our goal eventually comes from the equipments that we sell to vendor instead of picking them up. One equipment can easily sell for 20 to 30k gold, and it really can't be compared to the amount of gold that we pick up. It's like in thousands or what. Is very, very pathetic in my opinion. Okay, so this is one thing, and these gems, right, is gonna take up slots in our inventory. And every time you do a dungeon run, you pick up all of these items, your inventory is like kind of completely full already. So which means, right, every single run you do, you have to go back to town. Okay, you have to go back to town, you gotta sell and vendor those items, and it's very annoying because you have to go back and forth to and fro the dungeon. And not only that, you have to go and find you have to walk to the blacksmith, you know, to salvage your legendary equipments, and then you have to go to either the armorer or the whichever it is to sell those equipments for gold. And then you go to the occultist to or your stash to probably extract the aspect or keep those aspects that you want, okay? And the whole process of going back to town and doing all of these necessities, right, is taking up a lot of time. Okay, why can't you just expand this inventory like much bigger and better? All right, I just don't get it. Or you know, even better, right? Actually, the whole thing can be solved. Like I don't mind going back to town, okay, because of course every game there has to be a limited amount of storage space or inventory, so it is fine. But come on, don't put the vendors so far away from each other. It's just very annoying. And like there are a lot of stuff that I feel is not necessary in the inventory. Okay, so one is the gem. This could be like allocated somewhere else. And what is this quest tab? This quest tab is literally like in your campaign only, right? After that it becomes useless already. So this tab will become useless. Consumables, I think this one should be split into like different categories. Like you have one bag for potions or elixirs, and then one bag specially for sigils. Alright, like you know, if you want to constantly do sigils side by side the dungeons, you know, you already plan nicely the route, then by all means you can have a bag of sigil and do it nicely. And then aspect. Okay, aspect, I think this is fine. Okay, this is totally fine, but there really should be more tabs. Hopefully moving forward they can have a better solution for all of this. Okay, otherwise I feel as of now, right, the current storage space in your character inventory is just way too little and not efficient at all. Alright, that's my 5 most annoying thing. If you have any other annoying stuff you would like to share, feel free to comment below, and yeah, let me know. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.